Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and it is May 19th, final TWAB of Season of the Risen. We got a few things in here that I did not expect to see, kind of some pleasant surprises. We did not get the things a lot of people were hoping to see, but honestly I didn't expect it at this point. And Season 17 is still redacted. We won't know. That stuff's going to come in hot. We'll get to that a little bit more. Before we do any video game stuff, though, I want to talk about this piece right here on the top of the TWAB. And the main reason I want to talk about this part of the top of the TWAB is this week at Bungie is going to start out, and they're focusing on what happened over the weekend. A very terrible tragedy happened in Buffalo, New York last weekend, and there were multiple acts of violence over the weekend. And Bungie Statement, I'm just going to read it because they do a better job of putting this into words. I've tried multiple times to put a take on this one. Basically, it was terrible acts of violence. On Saturday, May 14th, a young man drove hours from his home to a black neighborhood in Buffalo, New York, and opened fire in a crowded supermarket, killing 10 people and maiming 3 others. It has since been confirmed that this was an act of terror aimed at black Americans and is being investigated as a hate crime. Our hearts go out to the victims of this tragedy and anyone impacted by this violence. It's terrible what was done, and it was not even the only shooting that happened this weekend. It was just the most people that died in that specific event. It was pretty awful. There was more of those that happened, though. There was one I know in California, and I think there was one other one as well. It's awful what's happening right now in this country. Bungie and the Black at Bungie Inclusion Club have worked together to respond to this tragedy. Currently, they have the Be Heard pin on the front of the Bungie store, and for at least 1 year, all profits from this pin will go to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Basically, it's a charity whose work includes monitoring hate groups and other extremists throughout the United States and exposing their activities to the public, the media, and law enforcement. In addition, our studio is committed to support the success of our ID&E initiatives for 2022 and beyond. We understand the fight for equality and equity is not easily won, but is a constant effort for all people. Far too often, these racist attacks begin with online communities that are used to recruit and radicalize individuals. It is time we begin with examining our practices and see what we can help play. What part we can play to help preventing these tragedies. Black at Bungie intends to partner with our player support and community teams to see how we can bolster our ongoing efforts to maintain safe and anti-racist spaces in which our players and our fans can come together. We hope our colleagues in game development and gaming communities continue to examine their own platforms and invest in practices to combat bigotry and all its manifestations. We believe games and the community should be a force for good, and we are committed to that. If you'd like to support the families impacted by the attack in Buffalo, donation funds can be looked below. So if you want to go straight to the Buffalo mass shooting fundraiser, you can go straight to the GoFundMe. Basically, it's terrible what's happening in this country. It's happening quite frequently. And any way to help stop these just acts of violence happening all over this country, typically directed at minorities, it's got to stop. It's terrible. So glad to see that Bungie, as usual, taking a stand. And if you guys say stay in your lane or just talk about games or anything like that, then I'm sorry. This is a terrible thing that happened. It's very specific violence directed at a very specific group of people, and it's awful, and it shouldn't happen. And any way to help stop that in the future is a good thing. So I wanted to cover that one. Now we can get back to the TWAB. Now, with regards to the TWAB, the first thing, basically, they asked, where is all of the stuff? Nothing. They've talked about sandbox changes, ritual reputations, and, a few other details on gameplay. Basically, they're keeping everything close to the chest. Now, I'm not entirely sure why with regards to the season, but it's all going to be coming Tuesday morning. So they say if you'd like to go dark, this should be one of the last Bungie communications that you read before Tuesday at 10 a.m. If you would like to get a quick taste before launch, tune in a bit earlier on Tuesday morning and keep an eye out for a countdown for our next trailer. So my advice, and when I will be basically going live on Tuesday morning, is early. For previous seasons, I think they've done a 7 a.m. Pacific time trailer launch. And for me, that's like 9 a.m. I don't think they've been earlier than that, but it can be very early. Basically, I'm going to be up about, 6 or 7 my time, have some breakfast, and I'm just going to be ready and waiting. Be chilling in the game, waiting until this launches. So your guess is as good as mine. What is going to happen in the season? What, subclass 3.0 that we're getting, all of that stuff is going to be coming probably in that trailer, and then it's going to go live a few hours later. So that's as much as we know on that one right now. I'm very curious what this is. So they're trying something a little different with the marketing. Sometimes they feel they give too much. Sometimes they feel they give too little. Every so often, they're going to keep things really close to that launch window and day of trailer, so we'll see how this one goes. I'm excited. I don't have like a whole week to ponder on it, but it also does make it difficult as a content creator to kind of have things prepared when we don't know next to anything. So I guess we'll see how this goes. It's going to be a busy day on the 24th for sure. But as for the TWAB, they're going to talk about the dungeon date, a little bit of the rewards from that, little patch preview, Trials armor set update, and a couple other things. The first thing is the Bungie is going to talk about the Destiny events. These are your annual events. You've got Solstice of Heroes, Festival of the Lost, the one we just got done doing, Guardian Games. Those are your annual events, and there's usually one other one. Solstice, oh, the Dawning, that's the fourth one. So you've got those 4 events that happen throughout the year, and they're going to update them. First one is just going to be Solstice instead of Solstice of Heroes. So it's just the Solstice, the summer event. And the main thing is, still going to be going to the European Aerial Zone. You're still going to be doing activities in there. But they said this is going to be called the Bonfire Bash. And it sounds basically like a Horde mode, because there are going to be paracausal bonfires, while the enemies of Summer Fun, Taken, Cabal, Hive, and Fallen, will attempt to crash the party and extinguish in your mission to guard flames from wave after wave of incoming enemies. If that's not a Horde mode, I don't know what it is. It sounds kind of like a twist on it, so I'm glad to see them mixing up using the European Aerial Zone space, but in a different way. Now, they also say there's going to be an event card. Card is basically going to be kind of like, they used to have like books in Destiny 1, kind of the way we have lore books now, but they were like activity books. It's going to be an event card. It's going to have the challenges, which work in a similar way to seasonal challenges. You've got event seals and titles related to just the event, which you're actually going to be able to go after. And then the unique event rewards that you're going to be able to get, whether it's Sparrow, shaders, armor, all of that stuff, weapons, anything like that is going to be all tied in the card. So it's probably going to look like this in a little more in-game fashion. It's going to be up there in kind of the seasonal challenge area of your kind of quests node, and that's where you're going to find that thing. So it's going to be in the tower or via the quest tab right next to the seasonal challenges. So I don't know if the little seasonal challenge thing is going to get shorter and it's just a card that pops up. That would make some sense since it doesn't have to take up a ton of space. Go in there and it's going to be a list of challenges that you'll be able to do, just as before. But you'll have to do them all before the end of the event because they go away. Basically, event challenges like seasonal challenges are objectives that players can complete to earn specific rewards. You can get shaders, emblems, other gear, also event tickets, which I'll get to in a second. Also in the event challenges, you're going to have... Now, this is nice. Every event challenge will be available for players to complete right when the event starts. So no time gating an event, even if it takes over 3 weeks. That's a good thing. So you won't need to wait until an additional week. You can do everything in week 1, which is good because not everybody has the same amount of time. Not everybody's able to come back for the week. And it's just going to open things up a little bit. They also mentioned with Solstice this year, you're going to be completing 1 set of armor as opposed to like multiple sets of armor. So the challenges are going to kind of unlock it all at once, and you're just going to go through the process altogether. Now, you also have event seals and titles. So you're actually going to have a seal, like little things, badges in the corner, just like Risen and everything else. You're also going to have the titles that go with it. And these are going to be an individual event seal. So that's going to be for Solstice, for example. Then they also have a new multi-event seal, which is going to be for all of the events throughout the year. So if you picture like sporting events like a Grand Slam for golf or tennis, you're going to have to go to all of the major events over the course of a year, do enough challenges to check enough boxes to get your seal for the multi-event thing. You can do the event individual, but the multi-event you won't be able to finish until Guardian Games next year. So it's going to be a little while for the multi-event seal, but it is going to give you a little more if you are one of those completionists to go for. Just up to you if you want to. They also said upgraded event cards. I want to see these in action because basically they said a new event means even more event-themed cosmetics. While those items have traditionally been part of the Ever Restore, the upcoming Solstice event, we will curate a collection of these items as unique rewards through the event card itself, which is good. The fact that there are earnable rewards that are unique to the event that you can earn through just playing the game is good. But they also have an upgraded event card, which is going to cost 1,000 silver and immediately grant players access to exotic reward bundles. And then for the event tickets that you earn from the event challenges, you're going to be able to acquire other things. They basically state you might want to wait towards the end of the event to see how many, tickets you've actually earned. But here's an example, like your instant unlocks are going to be an exotic emote, exotic ghost shell, legendary shader. And then depending on the tickets that you unlock, you would get an emote, a ghost hologram, exotic ship, another ghost hologram, and legendary transmat. Basically, they say it's 1,000 silver to buy the upgraded event card. But if you get everything from the event card, it would probably cost you about 3,000 silver to get it all in an equivalent comparison basis. Again, everything related to spending money is cosmetic specific. So I just, again, as long as there's a reasonable balance, if you want to pay more and you want to get some cool cosmetics, that's fine. As long as some of the ones that are in the game are also cool. These can't be crap, and then these over here that you have to pay for are the be-all, end-all. But again, it's cosmetics. It doesn't change the game. They're emotes. They're shaders. None of this really matters when you go to pick up a weapon and shoot an enemy in the face. It's totally up to you. I will have to see how this goes, but again, it's a different monetization method for the game. If you want to hear our thoughts about this specifically, because I'm sure Travis is going to have an opinion, the podcast tonight will record on my YouTube channel live, and then we'll go up everywhere. That will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern time on my channel. So if you want to come back, check out the podcast. We will be talking about all of this stuff. So that's the idea. The event's getting an update. You get a single individual seal plus a multi-event seal for the entire year. You're going to be able to guild those seals as before and hold those things if you want to till the next event comes back around. And the event card is just kind of collection of everything in one place, and it's not time gated. Generally good things here. I'll have to see how the upgraded event card goes. So that's most everything about events. Patch note previews, one of the biggest ones here, outside of some little visual bugs and stuff like that, improve the consistency with which PlayStation and Xbox rosters update the online status of platform friends. If you've been online and waiting for that person to populate into your friends list, hopefully that's faster. Dares of Eternity, strange coins earned from the reward chest and dares are up from 1 to 3, which is good. The power cap is literally going up by 10. That's literally all that says, is the power cap is going up by 10. That's what they've been sticking to for seasons. Here's one of the biggest surprises I did not expect to see. Vault space has been increased by 100. Now, granted, you could fill that 100 up fast, but we actually got a little more vault space. And they say, while we know this doesn't enable players to save every single piece of loot in the game, the team was able to pull some strings and get a little more space for your vaults as they continue to investigate future solutions. I would love to talk to the technical teams behind the issues with vault space limitations, whether it's old consoles, whether it's database size, whether it's just loading that much information in on a continuous basis. I don't know what it is. I would just love to see the technical piece behind it. But hey, 100 more vault space, not gonna, you know, what is it? Look a gift horse in the mouth, something like that. Xur will no longer be able to be held hostage. So whatever he has on Friday, there's no Tuesday rollover, switch of inventory guns. Hostage Xur, it's over. Scorn, crossbows. Outside of the joke in here, Scorn snipers will be reduced to be in line with other combatants. Also, they increase the reduce of instances. They basically increase the spread, so less multiple hits will hit you in the face. So, couple patch notes, still nothing major. Dungeon diving. We don't know anything about the dungeon, but we do know it launches Friday, May 27th at 10 a.m. So, when Xur goes live, I'm going to do that video, and then we're going to go straight into the dungeon. So, if you want to see the dungeon, come hang out on stream, because I will be there. Master will be live that day as well, but we'll leave those entry requirements for you to see in-game next week. Normal difficulty is 1550. If you have hit the powerful cap, not even Pinnacle, not even Artifact bonus, if you have hit the powerful cap this season, you'll be able to walk into the normal version of the dungeon. Now, Master, on the other hand, that's probably going to be a little painful, but we'll see how it goes. We don't know where we're going, what we're doing, who we're fighting, none of that nature, but they have said there's one legendary armor set per class. Artifice versions can be acquired through Master difficulty, which apparently Artifice armor is just in the dungeons. I do feel like Master versions of raids should also have this, but that's just my personal opinion. 4 new weapons, 2 legendary reprised weapons, which I don't love the reprised, but at least there's, 4 new ones. 1 exotic weapon and catalyst. You're going to want to get your butt in the dungeon, and I'll get my guide out on the dungeon as soon as possible. You know I will. We also have the dungeon rotators coming up next season as well, so I'm going to do a guide, an updated guide for every dungeon as they go through the rotation next season. So you'll see those guides from me updated probably on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, somewhere when those are going to fall. So subscribe to the channel, hit that alert bell. You guys will be getting a lot of content from me as guides for everything going into next season. And a catalyst as well, probably some certain objective or hidden something to get the catalyst done. And then also an exotic accessory, sparrow or ship. You know, a very cool dungeon themed ship I'm down for. A couple of emblems, probably one for doing it solo, flawless, that type of thing. We've had those before. Now, they do state, best way to get this dungeon, and the one coming in Season 19, is to own the digital deluxe edition of the Witch Queen. That's the Witch Queen plus all 4 seasons, which includes the dungeons. If you have that, you're good. if you want to experience the entire year of Destiny 2 and haven't purchased the Digital Deluxe Edition yet, starting on Tuesday, it's going to go on sale for 25% off. So look for that sale to kick off on whatever platform you play on. Don't know how long that sale is going to be, but it is going to be a little cheaper. If you don't have the Deluxe Edition, you don't have that pack or whatever, check it out and see. If you haven't got it yet and you want to play all of the rest of the year of Destiny 2, this would be a good time to pick that one up. Also at a decent little discount. If you just want the dungeons, you can buy the Witch Queen Dungeon Key, which is going to get you dungeon for Season 17 and Season 19 for 2,000 silver. Basically, it's 10 bucks a dungeon. That's where we're at price-wise. Or if you get the full season, it's just included in the season pass if you get the all 4 collective together. Obviously, the value is buy the deluxe edition. That's what they're leaning you to. If you want to piecemeal it, it's just going to cost more, and there's no way about that. I buy the entire collector's edition because you know I'm going to be playing all the way through. If you don't care about seasons of Destiny, but you want to play dungeons, that does feel a little disconnected. But again, spend your money how you want to, and you might wait and see, is this a cool dungeon? Is the exotic worth it? Or maybe you don't care. You can wait and choose to spend your money when you want to, but just know that that sale is going to be coming. So if you do consider the deluxe edition, you might be able to get a little cheaper. I'm excited for the dungeon. They're usually some of my favorite things to experience. They can be solo generally, so I enjoy them for that aspect. But they just are like mini raids, and they're fun. They're usually kind of a cool experience. So we're going to get it really quickly. So tune in for that one. It's going to be busy. Trials. This weekend is freelance and zone capture. So that's going to happen. And then Trials will not be back until June 10th because the first week we've got the dungeon launching. So they're not going to do it then in the first week of the season, so you can enjoy it. Second week is going to be Iron Banner kicking off straight away with Rift. The third week is when we're going to get Trials back, and it's probably still going to be Trials, but we've got a new fusion rifle and sidearm, and we have new armor. Now, for the Titan, it looks like a ram. You've got the horns. Cool. For the Warlock, you've got a bird, kind of a falcon thing. You'll see the sparrow in a second. The Hunter is a monkey, and I can't not see the monkey. Somebody literally said baboon. I don't see any other way to see that besides a baboon. Now, the wrapping and stuff like that, it looks like Moon Knight literally put into the game, so I think that this stuff looks honestly fantastic. I love the way all of this armor looks. I'm sorry, Hunters, on the helm alone, that is a monkey, and then I'm going to go ahead and say the cloak on the back with the tail, also a monkey. So bird, ram, monkey. But yeah, the Egyptian theme is still there, but you have Hunters. Some may like it, some may hate it. Let me know in the comments below if you like or hate this armor. As a Titan, I'm digging it, so I definitely want to try and get my hands on this set. There's more. If you'd like to kit out your Guardian a bit more in Trials theme, there's new cosmetic rewards. So there is a ghost. You can kind of see the little ghost right there. Kind of hard to tell, but he's there. And then also a Sparrow. Now, this thing looks fantastic. I don't know what it takes to get a Trial Sparrow, and I'm sure Flawless is involved. So it's going to be a while, or ever, that I get this thing. This has got to be one of the cooler looking Sparrows. The Egyptian theme, the gold, the bird beak on the front, the feathers underneath. I don't know what's going to come out of the back end, but honestly, this is one of the coolest looking Sparrows I've seen, and it's fantastic. So if you can get this thing and you're a Trials player, enjoy it. They also mentioned the Gauntlet. This is their tabletop fundraiser. So if you do want to donate, 25 bucks will get you donation on the page, and you're also going to be able to get this emblem as well. It is from May 15th. Donations must be made to this campaign between May 15th and May 22nd, so you've only got a couple more days left. If you want this emblem, that's up to you, and all of that is going to go to Xenomath, which is a foundation to basically help get more people into math by making it fun. Everybody needs math. Everybody needs to understand math. You can make more people understand it. Kids learn it. It's a good thing. So if you want to figure out a place, the donation page is linked there. And that basically covers it. So update time. Very minimal downtime for the update. You're going to get kicked out 15 minutes before reset. Destiny is going to be brought offline. At the normal reset time, Destiny will be brought online. Download your patch and hit the ground running. So that's next to no downtime for an entire season, which is very cool. People will be data mining as soon as that patch goes live, which is part of the issue of releasing stuff early. So if you want to avoid spoilers, start avoiding sites once the patch goes live, because certain data mine things are going to be out there. If you are looking for any Bungie rewards, you need to accomplish whatever you need to for all of these things, and then you'll have until May 31st to buy them. Also, any engram that is sitting at Zavala, Shax, Drifter, or Saint, any of those engrams up in the upper right-hand corner you get for reputation, claim them all before reset, because they're gone and everything starts back at 0 all over again. So remember that one. Couple known issues, not too much that's really new here. We got movies of the week and emblems, which I can't really look at. And there's also a cool thing where they're going to be doing some type of opportunity to earn the, basically it's the Synaptic Spear, but there's a real life like replica. There's 7 of them being made, 1 for each region: US, UK, Italy, Germany, France, Japan, and Australia, New Zealand. However, the social teams are going to be doing this giveaway. We'll have to see it, but if you want one of those things, you know, hit the follow and see if you get any updates there. And that's about it. There's a little bit of lore about the Synaptic Spear, and that's it. So, Season the Redacted trailer, Tuesday morning. I will be up early. I will be streaming, probably before I should be. So come hang out. We can watch the trailer, break it down frame by frame, finish up all of that stuff Tuesday morning. The new season's going to go live. We'll have to see what the new season story event is, what the new activity is, what the weapons, all of that fun stuff, new crafting items. We get all that stuff on Tuesday. We know nothing beforehand, so it's honestly quite exciting. So lots of information on Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you guys in my Twitch chat over there. If you want to find me on Twitter for screenshots, news, updates, and all that stuff, find me on Twitter at Ebontis, twitch.tv/Ebontis. And right here, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell if you have not, because there's a lot of videos that I'm going to be making for all of you guys. Lots of guides, dungeon guides, and everything else. So thank you. YouTube members, Patreon subs, thank you for that extra support. All of you are awesome. Have a good one.